Let's take a look at how the 2025 season has evolved in the Championship Series, taking a focus on the North American and European regionals. We have Clodsire straight away at 74% usage in Baltimore, really unprecedented in the Championship Series, but that just means that it is time to bring some counters in. So Dortmund started to see the rise of Feraligatr, Dunsparce, and Malamar, all built around countering down that Clodsire, with Louisville seeing the Azumarill start to rise up as a little bit of a bodyguard to that Clodsire that could really tank a lot of this damage from all three of these Pokemon, while also countering the Malamar quite well. As we headed into Lille, we started to see the rise of some other picks like Ariados that really had a powerful role taking down both the Azumarill and the Feraligatr, while also doing super effective to the Malamar, which almost shot up to that #1 usage. But speaking of #1 usage, it was Gdansk where we finally saw the Ariados climb up barely to that #1 usage slot to be really so powerful, but it was pretty short-lived because LAIC saw a bit of a meta update here with the Primeape and Annihilape both being given Rage Fist. Rage Fist, obviously a very powerful move. Even though they didn't have massive usage, the counters obviously did have to increase though. And so heading into Sacramento, the Clodsire usage went back to skyrocketing, really just to resist all of that fighting damage running around. And so of course, Feraligatr really came back into the fold quite strong as well. Through Stuttgart, we saw much of the same with Galarian Moltres also starting to increase alongside Superior. Superior, again, really just trying to find any way to take down the Gator and the Azumarill. We then saw the first a tournament of the Oceanic season with a bit of a halfway meta where Fire Punch was buffed on Diggersby, but we didn't quite have all of the moveset updates yet. It was Toronto that really saw the debut of the brand new meta, where you can really just see the Superior actually coming up with really high usage here, and Diggersby's main role, as well as being a ground type, is really just to wall off that Galarian Corsola. As we can see in Birmingham, that their usage is really tied together. They're really just hanging out, because if you're the Galarian Corsola, the only thing you really want to avoid is that Diggersby. And so San Antonio saw that Azumarill Drapion core right at the top, really just dominating the meta and showing why it is so powerful, with Galarian Corsola and Diggersby right behind them. And EYC saw these Pokemon all hanging on to relatively high usage alongside Pokemon like the Feraligatr, like the Dugong, and Shadow Kanto Marowak also making a bit of a showing. Vancouver is where stuff really starts to change, because this is the brand new halfway meta going into the Might and Mastery season. And so we see Pokemon like Wigglytuff, Charjabug still hanging in here, the Jumpluff, but Stockholm is where the big changes come. And look at the chaos happening here. The Credilli rising right up to the top usage, Lapras coming in, Shadow Sableye coming in, Swalot coming in, Guzzlord hanging out on the usage graphic as well. And so the question now becomes, as we head into Brisbane, is this the meta we're going to see? Or are we going to see some crazy wall breakers? Let's go find out.